Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the Strat-O-Matic Demolition League 2015 style, advanced only. We're in Series 10, we just started Series 10. The first game in Series 10 was the Red Sox and the Reds. And now we're at Citi Field for game number 2 in the Series 10. Not going to do every video, but I'll do a lot of the videos from the series. At least one game, and then play the rest offline. Future games include Tampa Bay at Philadelphia and Cleveland at San Francisco. The only one I won't do is Arizona at Houston. I've already played that offline. So Seattle and the Mets, it means we're in the National League Park, so that means pitchers are going to hit. And pitching for both teams, Jonathan Neese, the left-hander for the Mets, and coming back off of injury in his first start back from injury for Seattle, it'll be right-hander Hisaishi Iwakuma. And he will be using pitcher hitting card number 1 because he obviously doesn't have his own hitting card, being that he didn't, get many at-bats. Now, there have been some roster moves after Series 9, which was the halfway point. We're starting Series 10, so both teams have made some roster moves. Most notably, the Mets, they now have Yoenis Cespedes and Michael Conforto on their roster. That's the good news. The bad news is David Wright is out for the rest of the year as he has hit his max playing time, and he is going to be done for the rest of the season. But Cespedes and Conforto have been added to the roster for the Mets, and that's got to help their cause, you would think, help their offense anyway, kind of bolster that lineup that's been struggling, quite frankly, to say the least. All right, New York Mets colored dice. We got the white die, standard white die for Strat-O-Matic, but instead of having 2 of the same color, I went ahead and mixed and matched. We got blue and orange for the Mets, and then the D20s is going to be a plain white D20. Records coming into this game after 27 games for both teams. Seattle is 13-14. Mets are 15-12. I'm also trying something new on one of these videos. I'm not going to score the game on paper. I do have the game up on the computer, and I'm going to score the game on the computer as we play it. And then once the game is over, I'll pause the video and print out the box score. And that way it gives a complete wrap-up, and I'll just add that box score to my score sheets notebook. And so it won't be handwritten, but it doesn't really matter at this point. All right, so let's get going here. Jonathan Neese is your starter for the Mets, and he's been struggling to say the least. He's the number 4 starter on the roster, but he's actually the number 5 starter. He's 0-3 with an 8.31 ERA, 22 innings pitched, 34 hits, 14 walks, 13 strikeouts. So not exactly on his best game at the moment, but that's why you play the game. You never know what can happen. So Jonathan Neese, and you see the lineups here for both teams. Sucre, the catcher, I had a little typo on his thing and tried to fix it. Didn't turn out too well, but Sucre is the catcher, batting 8th. It'll be Ruggiano, Marte, Cano, Cruz, Seager, Trumbo, Gutierrez, Sucre, and Iwakuma. Except for Seager and Cano, everybody else is either a switch or a right-handed hitter for Seattle against the lefty Neese. And on the bench, Zunino, the backup catcher, is right-handed. Everybody else is left-handed on that bench. Okay, I think we're ready to go. This, again, is advanced only. The super advanced is saved for NBC Game of the Week. And I'm recording this on Saturday morning right before. It's about almost 11 o'clock. So I'm going to try to get this game in before the live version of the NBC Game of the Week is presented live at noon. So with that in mind, let's not delay any further. All right, so Ruggiano, the batter, he's hitting 250. He's only had 20 at-bats. He's hitting 250, a homer, and 5 runs driven in. And this game is underway. We got a 6-3 for Jonathan Neese against the right-hander. It's ground ball to short. In Super Advanced, we use the diamond or the triangle there and split it. But in this instance, it's simply just going to be a ground ball to short. And there's one away, and that brings up Ketel Marte. He's been a recent acquisition as well. Not in between Series 9 and 10, but he came up, I think in Series 7 or Series 8. Came over, I believe, from Arizona. Not 100% sure. Anyway, he's had 13 at-bats. He's hitting 231, no homers or runs driven in. But he's going to help give Brad Miller a break at shortstop, possibly Cano a break at second, and then Not very good, but he could play center field in a pinch. So he's switching to batting right-handed in this case. It's a 4-6 against the right-hander. That's a 1-14 for Jonathan Neese. Would be a single. Anything else, it's a ground ball to Duda. And it's a 13, so it's going to get through for a base hit. So how about that? Ketel Marte sneaks it past Lucas Duda for a one-out single. So Marte getting it done early. He gets that one-out single. He is a B stealer. He will have to be held. Don't know if they want to try to run. Darno, the catcher, is a 0 arm, so a B stealer is 13, -3 for being held, make him a 10. Be a 50-50 proposition, but you do have Cano and Cruz coming up, so I think they're going to go ahead and let those guys swing away. Robbie Cano is hitting an even 300 and 110 at bats. He's got 1 homer and 10 runs driven in. Hitting 300 even. Low in the home runs. He hit 21 for the season, but in 100 bats, he's only got 1 so far. So see if he picks up the power game a little bit. That is a 1-6 against the lefty, and that's a strikeout. So Jonathan Neese records the strikeout. 2 down, and that's going to bring up Nelson Cruz, who's going to play right field. Usually he DHs, but in this instance, he's not terrible. He's a 4, but he's got a -1 arm, only an E8, so not too bad. At the plate in the replay in 97 at bats, he's only hitting .216, 3 homers and 8 runs driven in. That is a 6-6, and that's a strikeout. So Jonathan Neese does very well for himself here in the top of the first. Seattle leaves a man on, Marte. And at the end of half an inning to play here at Citi Field, it is Seattle nothing and the Mets coming to bat. And Iwakuma, back from injury, is on the mound, and he is 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA and 3 starts, 28 innings pitched, 19 hits, 7 walks, 22 strikeouts. So he's done well for himself. They've missed him while he's been out, so maybe that can bolster the pitching staff quite a bit. We shall see. Right now, it is Curtis Granderson, and Granderson's hitting a .183 in 93 at-bats. Does have 5 homers, 11 runs driven in. They want to use him in the leadoff spot badly, but his on-base percentage is getting to be so bad they may have to go somewhere else. Maybe Murphy or Conforto might jump into that spot eventually. We shall see, but today it's Curtis Granderson. We get a 5-5 against the lefty. It's a ground ball to second. Cano is right there, 1 away. So 1 down, and that brings up Daniel Murphy. Murphy hitting .220 in 100 at-bats, 2 homers and 10 runs driven in. So he's been struggling as well. 4-3, that's a ground ball, third base X. That's Kyle Seager. Seager's a 2. 2 and a 17 is a good play, so Seager makes the play. 2 up and 2 down. Iwakuma's off to a good start. And it's going to bring up, for the first time, as a Met, just coming over from Detroit, Yoenis Cespedes. Of course, he has no average as of so far because this is his first at bat. Iwakuma 5-4 on Iwakuma as a catcher X. That is Sucre. Sucre's a 2. 2 and an 11 is going to go to an error check, almost certainly. So on the error check, we get a 6. And I need to get the chart out before I forget. Catcher a 2 and a 6. Let's check his things here. A 2 and a 6 is a wild pitch and pop out. Nobody's on base, so it's simply going to be a pop out. And that's going to end the inning. So down go the Mets quietly in the first as well. At the end of 1, no score from Citi Field. I'm not keeping score, but I do need my pen to put the line score in here, don't I? All right, so unfortunately for Cespedes, not the best start in the world, but it's still early, long way to go. He gets the whole second half of the season to be with the Mets and try to help their offense. All right, we go to the top of the second. No score. Jonathan Neese back out. He'll be facing Seager, Trumbo, and Gutierrez for the Mariners. Seager on the replay. Checks in at 211, 4 homers and 14 runs driven in. Lefty on lefty, 5-5. That is a fly to center, one away as Cespedes puts it away. One down, and that's going to take us to Mark Trumbo playing first base today. Trumbo on the replay is hitting .233 in 60 at-bats. These are combined with Arizona and Seattle. And he's got 4 homers, 8 runs driven in. Does have a good column 3 against the lefties. That's why he's in there, and they're resting Logan Morrison. 5-3. And that's going to be a single to left field. So Trumbo comes through with a base hit. He's a terrible base stealer, so they won't even think about holding him on. But he's on base, and that's kind of like the main objective. And for some reason, I don't think I have a base running. Oh, there he is. Okay. Couldn't find him there at first. There's Trumbo. He's on there with a 1-out single. And that will send up the left fielder, Franklin Gutierrez. Again, Trumbo not being held. Gutierrez hitting 200 in just 20 at-bats. No homers or runs driven in. 3-7. It's ground ball pitcher A. That's a 1-4-3 rather double play around. Easy play there for Nice, and Trumbo running so slow didn't pressure second baseman Murphy at all on the pivot. So easy 1-4-3 double play takes care of the Mariners here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score from Citi Field. And coming up for the Mets, his first at-bat as a Met since being called up is Michael Conforto. See what he can do. 6-6, and he will fly to center field. That's what he does. One down. And Conforto is retired. Brings up the shortstop Wilmer Flores. Flores hitting 235 and 81 at-bats. 4 homers and 8 runs driven in against Iwakuma. 212 for Flores. He is hit by the pitch. He's not going to be injured, thank goodness, but he is hit by the pitch, so Wilmer Flores will shake that off and trot down to first base, where the struggling Lucas Duda is up next. Flores, E-Stealer, is not going to be held. And Flores is at first. So Lucas Duda, a struggling 138. They've dropped him all the way down to the number 6 position to try to help him out and take some pressure off. He's hitting 138, 2 homers, 7 runs driven in, and 94 at-bats. It's a 1-6, and it may have helped. That's a double to left field. Flores will stop at second base. They're not going to take a chance. Gutierrez is a -1 arm, and Flores doesn't run all that well. He only runs at an 11, so they're not going to take the chance there. With only 1 out, they're going to take their chances with runners at second and third, with Travis d'Arnaud coming to the plate. So d'Arnaud, the batter, and d'Arnaud is hitting .318 and 44 at-bats. He's been fighting injury the first part of the season, so he only has 44 at-bats. But he is hitting .318 with 4 homers and 6 runs driven in. With 1 out, Seattle's going to play the infield in. They're going to take a chance and play the infield in and try to cut that run off. 6-7. It's a ground ball, second base X. That is Cano. He is a 3. 3-1. That's going to get through for a base hit. Probably a 2-run single. A 3 and a 1. Is a single 2 stars, so both runs will score. It's a 2-run single for Travis d'Arnaud. And just like that, the Mets jump out early on Iwakuma. A 2-0 lead, courtesy of Travis d'Arnaud. Now the thing is to try to find d'Arnaud's base running thingy. Got so many of them. Here we are. Okay. Travis d'Arnaud with that single. It was a 2-star single, so both runs score. It is 2-0 Mets. Off the bat of Travis d'Arnaud. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ruben Tejada. Tejada on the replay is hitting .222 and 45 at-bats. No homers and 2 runs driven in. d'Arnaud will not be held at first base. 2-2, and that's a single to left field by Tejada, so the train keeps moving. And Iwakuma running into some problems as Tejada will reach on the single, puts runners at first and second for Jonathan Neese. He does have his own hitting card. On the season in 2015, he hit 173, so not bad. Since there's already one out, I don't think they're going to bunt here. I think they're going to let Neese swing away. They got kind of Iwakuma on the ropes, so they're going to swing away. See if that pays off or not. 6-6, a lefty. It's a fly ball to center. That's 2 down. Hauled in out there by the center fielder Ruggiano. And that'll bring up Curtis Granderson with 2 down and 2 on. Granderson stepping to the plate. 3-8 against the righty, and that's all these hits in column 3, and he found a pop out to short to end the inning. But the Mets do pick up 2 runs, courtesy of the 2-run single from Travis d'Arnaud. And at the end of 2, it's the Mets 2 and the Mariners nothing. And Jonathan Neese has been given some runs to work with. Question is, can he hold on? First batter he's going to face is Jesus Sucre, the catcher. Sucre is only hitting a .190 in 21 at-bats. He's the backup catcher to normally Zunino, but they're having Sucre hit because he does well against lefties, especially that column 1. So in 21 at-bats, he's hitting .190, no homers, and a run driven in. Hit a 110, and that's a pop out to short, so that didn't help his cause any. Pop out to short, 1 away. That brings up the pitcher Iwakuma. I don't believe he's hit yet, so he has no average. Using pitcher hitting card number 1. 2-5, and he strikes out. So not something that you would think would be unusual there. He struck out. 2 down for Justin Ruggiano. 4-3, and that is a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Granderson. He is a 2. 2 and a 4. Let's see if he can get to that. That might drop. 2 and a 4 is a fly ball B. He got there. So Granderson makes the play. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. He makes the play, and the inning is over. So Neese comes out with a 1-2-3 inning right after his team gave him a 2-0 lead. Kind of keeps the momentum going for the Mets. And they need it. They've been struggling as of late. So they definitely can use a good outing and some offense because their offense has been dormant as well. Here's Daniel Murphy, second baseman. 5-5 against the lefty. Ground ball to second, and Cano is right there. 1 down, and that brings up Yoenis Cespedes. 6-6, and he's going to ground it to third. Seager is there, 2 down. So Cespedes 0 for 2 in his debut. Here's Conforto. 6-9, and that's a fly to left. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Iwakuma. He turns things around here in the third. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning turned in by Iwakuma. At the end of 3, it is 2-0 favor of the Metropolitans. Top of the 4th we go. Neese has a 6 fatigue, as does Iwakuma. So neither one are in danger of being tired yet. Here's Ketel Marte. 1-4 against the lefty from Marte. He flies to left. Conforto is there, 1 down. Brings up Robbie Cano. 4-8, lefty on lefty. Oh, that's bad news for Neese. 1-2 is a triple. Anything else will be a single. That is a single for Robbie Cano. Trying to get something going for the Mariners here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. And it brings up the big guy, Nelson Cruz. He can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. 4-7. That's a ground ball to third. It's a B, so it's fielder's choice. So Cruz will reach as Cano is retired on the fielder's choice. It's going to go 5-4. And that's going to bring up Kyle Seager with 2 down. And Cruz, a slow runner at first, not being held. 2-5. And against the lefty, that is a fly to left. It would have been a ballpark home run chance in Super Advance, but in Advance, simply a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. And again, Jonathan Neese much improved in this start compared to his previous starts. He's got it going and has shut Seattle out through the first 4 innings. And now Iwakuma back out. We'll be facing the bottom portion of the order. Flores, Duda, and d'Arnaud. Actually, it's the 5, 6, 7 portion. It's not quite the bottom. Flores, 6-4, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That is the shortstop Marte. He is a 3. 3 and a 15, I do believe, is a good play. We'll double check it, but I think it's okay. 3 and a 15 for a shortstop is a ground ball B, which is definitely sufficient. So 1 away. And this is kind of unusual for me to play a game and not score it on paper. It's very unusual, but trying something, see how it goes. Here's Duda. 1-8 for Duda. And that is a 1-6 single. Anything else, he will ground to second. For Robbie Cano, that's a 9, so he grounds to Cano for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. For Travis d'Arnaud, had the big 2-run single his last time up. 6-10, and that is a strikeout on advanced. Don't go to that split unless you're playing super advanced. So that is a strikeout, and the inning is over. So Iwakuma settled in since the second inning as well, but his mates aren't getting him any runs. So we go to the 5th. Still 2-0 favor of the Metropolitans. Jonathan Neese back out. We'll be facing Trumbo, Gutierrez, and Sucre. That's a 6-8, and that's a leadoff walk. So Trumbo will draw the leadoff walk. He will not be held. He's not a very good runner. But he's on base, and that brings a tying run to the plate in Franklin Gutierrez. It's a 1-12, and that's a ground ball third base A around the horn. 5-4-3 double play. Second double play turned by the Mets. And they have certainly helped out Neese defensively, turning these double plays. 2 quick outs, just that quickly. And the light-hitting Sucre is up with 2 outs and the base is cleared. 1-6 against the lefty. He's going to double. How about that? That's why he's in there, because he does well against lefties. And they found that double right there. So Sucre with a 2-out double, but now you got the pitcher Iwakuma. And I think it's a little early to pinch hit for him. So they're going to have him swing away. Hopefully, in Seattle's mind, they're hoping he can get something off of Neese's card and catch a break, get a cheap hit. Sucre not being held on. 4-8, they did get off the pitcher's card. 4-8, and look at that for Neese. That's gonna get the run home right there. The RBI is going to come from the pitcher. It is a 7, so it's actually a double for Iwakuma. How about that? Helps his own cause with the double because it came off the pitcher card, and that's one of the bugaboos, if you want to call it that, from the detractors of Strat-O-Matic and the whole 50-50 thing, is that in other games that probably would never have happened, but just the way it goes. 2-1 to score now, and that's going to flip it to the top of the order, and Ruggiano. Iwakuma, of course, not being held on. Neese, 6-3. That's a ground ball to short to end the inning. But the Mariners do pick up the run, and it came in an unlikely fashion, an RBI double from Iwakuma. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 2-1 Mets. So Iwakuma now trying to help his own cause, which he did. And now he's trying to come back out and help the cause on the pitching side. It'll be Tejada, Neese, and Granderson due up for the Mets here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 5-8, and that's trouble potentially. 1-14 is a double for Tejada. And that's exactly what we have. Ruben Tejada, a leadoff double. And now with Neese up there, he's not a very good bunter, though. That's the problem. He's a poor bunter. He would become a D bunter, but I think in real life you would bunt in this situation regardless. So they're going to go to the advanced bunt chart. He's actually a D bunter with the corners in. You take a chance of getting the lead runner thrown out, but I think you got to play it this way. 3 on a D bunter, a 3. Batter thrown out by pitcher, runner advances 1 base, so it actually works. How about that? Tejada will move to third on the sacrifice bunt. So talk about helping your own cause. And I said, let's see, 2-3 was, oh, he's started by the pitcher. So it's going to go 1-4. And that'll move the runner over now for Granderson with 1 out. Infield's going to have to come in. They don't want to give up a cheap run if they can avoid it. So Iwakuma looking to bear down here against Granderson. 3-3 for Granderson. That's not going to happen. 1's a triple. Anything else will be a double. So Curtis Granderson, an RBI double. And that gives the Mets a 3-1 lead. They get that run right back that they gave up in the top half. And Granderson with the double. And now the Seattle bullpen starting to loosen a bit. Remember, there was an off day between Series 9 and 10, so there was no rest rolls needed, and all the bullpen guys are fresh. So we wonder here now with Murphy coming up. It's Murphy, Cespedes, and Conforto. 2 out of 3 are left-handed. So I think the Mariners are making the move to the bullpen. They're going to make that move right now to try to keep this thing from getting out of hand. So Iwakuma has been replaced. He will leave, and left-hander Joe Beimel will be coming on for the Mariners. So let's make that pitching change on the computer. Joe Beimel. And on the replay, Joe Beimel is 0-0 with 1 save, a 1.29 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. His job is clear. Keep the Mets off the scoreboard. Granderson, the runner, will be held at second because he does run pretty well. Lefty on lefty to Daniel Murphy. It's a 3-9 for Murphy, and he flies to left. B question mark, but you can't go from second to third on a B question mark. Only can go home on that. So 2 down. 2 down, and that's going to bring up Yoenis Cespedes. First base is open, and they do have Conforto. So I think they're going to intentionally walk Cespedes right here and go with the lefty-on-lefty matchup. So Conforto will have to take on the lefty Beimel. 5-8 against the lefty-on-lefty. 5-8 to pop up to second, and that's going to end the inning. So the strategy pays off for the Mariners. But a run does come in, courtesy of Curtis Granderson. And the Mets lead it now 3-1 as we go to the 6th inning. And that's going to be it for Beimel. He doesn't do a whole lot of, he's a several batter pitcher, not several inning pitcher. So Nice now back out, and this is his fatigue inning, to be aware of it. It is his fatigue inning. And he'll be facing Marte, Cano, and Cruz, heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4 for the Mariners. 3-1 lead for the Mets. 3-8. 3-8 against the lefty, struck him out. So Jonathan Nice picks up the K. And this is by far his best outing of the season. Robbie Cano. 6-8, and that's a single off of Jonathan Nice. So Robbie Cano, a 1-out single, trying to get the Mariners to get some life offensively. Cano gets that single with 1 out for Nelson Cruz. 2-2. 2-2, Cruz against the lefty. 2-2, ground ball shortstop A. Yet another double play. The third double play turned by the Mets. And boy, Jonathan Nice is just living right as he is getting all kinds of help. Just like that, the inning is over on that double play. So bottom of the 6th we go. Don't know if Nice will continue after this. He might. I mean, he's pitching so well, you almost hate to take him out. So I think you're going to probably have to ride the hot hand as much as possible. The Mariners will need a new pitcher as Beimel's day is done. And they will go to right-handed pitcher Mark Lowe. So Lowe will be coming on. We've used Beimel, and now Lowe. So let's bring Lowe in on the computer. He's going to be facing Flores, Duda, and d'Arnaud here in the bottom of the 6th. A couple of righties with the lefty mixed in, so that's why they're going with the right-hander, Mr. Lowe. And on the replay, Lowe is 0-0 with a 2.61 ERA, 10 innings pitched, 11 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. And no double switch. They're just going to put him in normally and pinch hit for him when his time comes up. All right, here's Wilmer Flores against Mark Lowe. 3-7 for Flores. He flies to center, 1 down. 1 away for Lucas Duda. And we get a 5-6, and that's trouble against Mark Lowe. 1-4 is a double, and 5-20 is a single. So Duda seems to be liking the lower part of the order. 7 is going to be a single, so Lucas Duda gets himself a 1-out single. And the Mets continue to put pressure on Seattle pitching as their offense has kind of gotten a perk. Maybe just having those new players there are helping them out. Here's d'Arnaud. Duda not going to be held at first base. 3-6 for d'Arnaud. He's going to walk, and that's going to put 2 on. And now if you're Seattle, what do you do here? You might have to consider a bullpen move again if Lowe is going to start putting guys on. 2 on, 1 out for Ruben Tejada. Now, Nice is coming up to bat next on deck, so it looks like we probably will get a pinch hitter, and they probably will cap Nice at 6 innings and turn it over to the bullpen. But right now, here's Tejada. 5-4. That is a ground ball third base X. That's Kyle Seager. Seager's a 2. 2 and a 4. That might get through. Let's take a look. Third baseman, a 2 and a 4. Nope, it's a ground ball C, so the runners are going to advance. There is an out made, but the runners will advance. As Seager's only play was to go to first base. 2 down now. And now with Nice's spot coming up, they're going to make the move to a pinch hitter because they want to get some insurance runs if possible. So we will get a pinch hitter coming in. They're all righties on the bench, but their best pinch hitter is by far Michael Kadire. So they will bring on Kadire. And now the Mariners have to decide, do they want to pitch to Kadire with first base open, or do they want to take their chances with Curtis Granderson? Granderson's already got an RBI off of him, so I think they're going to go ahead and pitch to Kadire. It is a righty-on-righty matchup, so they're going to go ahead and pitch to Kadire. And on the replay, Kadire is hitting .261, 3 homers, 11 runs driven in, and 88 at-bats. So chance for Kadire to put the dagger into the Mariners. 3-10, and he doesn't do it. He grounds to second to end the inning. So Lowe ran into trouble, but got out of it. Mets leave 2 on in scoring position. And we go to the top of the 7th, with the score being maintained at 3-1 Mets. And now we need that new pitcher for the Mets. Who's going to be coming in? Let's find out. They're all rested because they had the day off in between series, 9 and 10. Mariners have Seager, Trumbo, and Gutierrez, so 1 lefty and 2 righties. So you would think they would go to a right-hander. Let's check their bullpen and see who they've got. They've got righties Goodell, Vera, Torres, Robles, and Familia. And it looks like they're going to go They're going to go to Logan Vera. But, of course, if he gets in any trouble, of course, he'll have a short leash. But they've got a 3-run lead, or 2-run lead, rather, so they're thinking they can go to Vera. And on the replay, Vera is actually doing pretty well. No one-loss record, but he does have a save. A 1.32 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 walks, and 15 strikeouts. So he's doing much better than his actual 2015 season. So the Mets are going to see if they can ride the hot hand. It is Logan Vera coming in to pitch the top of the 7th. Facing Kyle Seager, 4-7. It's pop up to first. Dukas Duder right there, 1 away. So good start for Vera. That'll bring up Mark Trumbo, first baseman. 3-2 for Trumbo. He's going to ground ball to first again. This one, Duda had to flip to Vera covering since it's a C. It's just a little idiosyncrasy done there on the ground ball C's. 2 down for Franklin Gutierrez, but he might not hit. They may go to a lefty. I think they're going to go to a lefty off the bench. Maybe somebody that they think is a little bit better hitter. They're going to go to Dustin Ackley. So Dustin Ackley will pinch hit for Gutierrez as they try to get a left-handed bat in the lineup. Now that the righty is on the mound, Dustin Ackley will be on to pinch hit for Gutierrez. And on the replay, Ackley is hitting .213 and 47 at-bats, no homers and 1 driven in. So not exactly a force there, but he is left-handed, so maybe trying to catch something going on with that. Vera, let's see, 5-7. 5-7, ground ball second base X, that is Murphy, but he's only a 4. 4 and a 7, it's going to probably go to an error check. No, actually it won't. 4 and a 7 is a ground ball C, so it's good enough. Murphy was able to make that play. Unbelievable. And Vera pitches a scoreless 7th inning just to keep his good season intact. Ackley will stay in the game to play left field for the Mariners. And now what the Mariners need to do is decide if they're going to keep Lowe in there or not. Some lefties are coming up, so I think the Mariners are going to make a move to the bullpen and bring in their other left-hander, Charlie Furbush. So Furbush is going to be coming on for the Mariners. With the lefties coming up, they will turn to Charlie Furbush. So they've used both their lefties now. So Furbush, and he doesn't pitch many innings, so there's not going to be double switches. They're just going to put him in the number 9 slot and then pinch hit for him in the top of the 8th. But right now, it is Charlie Furbush, and he'll be facing Curtis Granderson. All right, before we get going, I'm going to pause the video and come right back. Okay, it is the bottom of the 7th. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. So I'm going to take a quick stretch break, and you can sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." All right, 7th inning stretch is complete, and new pitcher Charlie Furbush is on. And the numbers on Furbush, not that good. 0-1 with a 6.23 ERA. He's only tossed 4 innings, giving up 5 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. But he's in charge to try to keep the score 3-1. Granderson leading things off for the Mets. Lefty on lefty, 4-5, and that's a strikeout. So Furbush gets the K on Curtis Granderson. 1 away, and that's Daniel Murphy, another lefty. 3-7 for Murphy. He's going to fly to center. That's 2 down. So Furbush doing the job early. Will be facing Cespedes. 1-7 for Cespedes. Struck him out. Boy, Furbush comes in and gets a 1-2-3 inning. That has not happened with him for quite a while. He's a 1-inning pitcher, so his day is done. Plus, they're going to pinch hit for him in the 8th anyway. But he pitches a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's still 3-1. Now the question is, do you keep Logan Vera? I think they're going to go to the bullpen, or the Mets. They're going to the pen. Logan Vera will be coming back out. Actually, will he come in? He's actually a long relief pitcher. You know what? They're going to leave him in there. They were going to go to Robles out of the pen, but I think they're going to stick with Vera. And why not? He pitched pretty well. Now, the Mariners are going to go to their bench because they've got Sucre, a light hitting catcher, plus a pinch hitter coming up. So pinch hitting for the catcher, Sucre, will be Logan Morrison. They got a lot of lefties on the bench that they have at their disposal. So Logan Morrison will hit for Sucre, which means Zunino will take over as catcher. And then Seth Smith will hit for the pitching spot. So it'll be Morrison and then Seth Smith. So they're both going to be used. And Zunino would be the new catcher in the bottom of the 8th. That leaves Brad Miller, the only bench player that will be remaining for Seattle. So Logan Morrison, let's make that move. Pinch hitting for Sucre. And Morrison enters the game hitting .276, 2 homers and 9 driven in against Logan Vera. 3-5, and that's a 1 for a triple. Anything else will be a fly to Cespedes in center field. And it's a 1. How about that? Logan Morrison, a pinch hit triple. Wow. Just out of the reach of Cespedes. And Morrison with the pinch hit triple, of all things. And now we've got Seth Smith coming up. And he will pinch hit for Furbush. And Seth Smith's hitting .258, 3 homers and 9 runs driven in. 3-1 game, nobody out. They're going to play the infield back. They'll give it the run, but they don't want to give up 2 runs, so they're going to play back. 1-9, and that's a strikeout. So Seth Smith fails in the pinch. Logan Vera records the strikeout. That'll bring up Ruggiano. And we could get a pinch hitter for Ruggiano as well, possibly. They do have Brad Miller on the bench. Ruggiano doesn't hit very well against righties the way they do against lefties. It would be using your last pinch hitter. So if you got down to the pitcher spot, you know what? They're going to hold Miller back just in case we get down to the pitcher spot. So Ruggiano will go ahead and swing. Infield still back. 2-3. That's a ground ball to second. Since the infield is back, that's not going to be a hit. It's going to be an out, but the run will score on the ground ball to second. So there's 2 outs now, but the run does score. Had they played the infield in, that would have been a single. So giving up the run was the prudent move. It is now 3-2, but now the bases are clear. And Ketel Marte, the batter, against Logan Vera. 1-7, he's a fly to center. That's going to end the inning. Boy, 1-8 would have been a home run chance, but a 1-7's a fly to center. It's going to end the inning. And that'll be it for Logan Vera. He goes 2 innings. Does give up a run, but the Mets maintain the lead, and you know Mr. Familia will be coming in the 9th. So now we need a new pitcher for Seattle as they pinch hit for Furbush. So the new pitcher for Seattle, let's see, coming up for the Mets, it is Conforto, Flores, and Duda, a couple lefties, but they don't have more lefties in the pen. So they're going to have to go to Carson Smith to try to keep it close. Carson Smith and Zunino, first of all, will be the new catcher in the number 8 position. And Carson Smith is your pitcher. Carson Smith on the replay, 1-0 with a 0.87 ERA, 10 innings pitched, only 3 hits, 2 walks, 14 strikeouts. He's been dominant. And Seattle is looking to him to stay dominant and keep them in the game. It's 3-2, bottom of the 8th. Good one here at Citi Field. 3-8 struck him out. Conforto out on strikes. I like nice, tight, close pitching duel ball games. We got it right here. Here's Flores. 5-7 struck him out. Carson Smith dealing here in the bottom of the 8th. Brings up the red-hot Lucas Duda. Who'd have thought that? But he seems to like being dropped in the order. 2-2, he gets hit by the pitch. He's not injured, but he is hit by the pitch. He didn't really care much for it. And that'll bring up Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud, the batter. Against Carson Smith, 5-6, struck him out. So Carson Smith strikes out the side around a hit by the pitch. And there's nothing doing for the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th, last chance for the Mariners. They'll have to do it against the closer, Familia. Juris Familia will be coming on. And he's going to be facing Cano, Cruz, and Seager, the heart of the order. So this could be a grown man save if Familia can pull it off in a 3-2 game. Get the numbers for Familia. And actually there will be a double switch as well, as they're going to bring in Lagares for defensive purposes. So Familia will bat in Cespedes' spot at number 3. And the new center fielder will be Juan Lagares. Much better center fielder than Cespedes is. So Lagares will be in and hit in the number 9 position in center field, and the pitcher spot will be here. And that'll be Familia. All right, got those administrative things out of the way. And we'll look at the numbers on Familia. He is 2-0 with 7 saves, a 1.74 ERA, 10 innings pitched, 12 hits, no walks, and 15 strikeouts in 10 innings. That's incredible. No walks already in those, but 15 strikeouts. But now he's got to deal with Cano here in the top of the 9th as the Mets cling to a 3-2 lead. 3-10 for Cano. It's a leadoff single to center field. So Robbie Cano starts things off for the Mariners with the leadoff single. He is the tying run. He does not run well, so he will not be held. And Nelson Cruz is not one of the guys that are going to go up there and do a sacrifice bunt. So Mets looking for possibly their 4th double play if they can turn it. 111. Oh, he just missed a 110 would have been a 2-run homer. 111's a fly to left. Boy, Familia got away with one right there. One down, big out there to get, and here's Kyle Seager, third baseman. 6-5 against the lefty, struck him out. So Familia coming back now with a strikeout. Mariners down to the final out. It's Mark Trumbo. Now, do you pinch hit for Trumbo? I think you got to keep Smith or Miller back in case you get to the pitcher spot. So, and Trumbo's, you required him from Arizona for a reason, and this is it right here. 4-7, and it's a 1-10 single. Keeps the game going. Anything else, it's a ground ball to third and the game's over. It's a 10. It's a single. So Trumbo ekes out a very unusual infield hit. It was knocked down by Tejada. He had no play. 2 are on now, but the tying run is now in scoring position for Dustin Ackley, who is the new left fielder. He came in when he pinch hit for Gutierrez, so that's why he's in there. Dustin Ackley with a chance, but you're not going to do anything with Familia. He's your man, so you live and die with him. Here is, so I forgot to put this here to say that Ackley is the new left fielder. All right, so Ackley is up. Chance to drive Cano home. Now Cano, let's see if he's being held. He is going to be held. He's a 13 runner, so they don't want to give away a free chance or free, carte blanche to get a big jump. So they're going to hold Cano on second base, which does open up that plus sign right there at the 2-7 mark. So that's the only thing they got to worry about is not rolling the 2-7 if you're the Mets. One of the things they got to worry about anyway. It's a 3-11, and that's a fly to left. That's going to end the ball game. Familia, a rough ninth, but he pulls it off on the fly to left, and that's going to do it. Familia picks up save number 8 on the season, and the Mets hold on for a nice 3-2 victory over the Mariners. And since I was not scoring this on paper, I was just scoring it on the computer. I will pause the video, print out the box score, and show you what's the totals come up with on this one. Be right back. Okay, we look at the box score from what was just played. Sorry about that. Look at the box score of what was just played. The Mets win it 3-2. Jonathan Neese gets his first win of the season now 1-3. He did lower his ERA to 6.83. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 hits and a run, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Losing pitcher was Iwakuma. He went 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Save is Jeurys Familia, his 8th, and he lowers his ERA to 1.59. Logan Vera gets a hold. He went 2 innings and lowered his ERA to 1.72. And home runs in the game, there were none, but a big double by Granderson and Duda. They had some good hits there. Duda, his 9th double of the season. Did get 2 hit by pitches. Flores and Duda both got hit by pitch. Ground ball double plays. The Mets turned 3 of them. 2 of them hit into by Franklin Gutierrez. The other one by Nelson Cruz. And there you can see what the defensive moves that were made. For the Mets, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left on 7. For the Mariners, 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left on 5. Mets now improved to 16-12, and Mariners now at 13-15. And as I give a quick check of the standings, as we update this game to update the standings in the Demolition League as of now, Cleveland leads at 18-9. They will be playing San Francisco later on, so they haven't played their 28th game yet. They've only played 27. So the Mets with the victory pull into a third-place tie with Cincinnati at 16-12, 2.5 games back. And with the loss, Seattle drops to 13-15. They're now 5.5 back, and they sit in 7th place. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic Demolition League 2015 style. Next game that will be shown will probably be the Philadelphia-Tampa Bay game, unless I show that one first. I haven't recorded it yet, but you never know how I'm going to do the order of operations. And also Cleveland will be at San Francisco. That's an interesting matchup where you got the first place team playing the last place team. So anyway, that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation and hope you enjoyed the hobby, whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.